FPL Gameweek 30 could be chaotic, with rotation starting to become a real factor because of the European games, and with a blank game week just around the corner, a lot of managers are about to make some big transfer decisions. But with the FPL landscape changing almost daily with fixture updates, are we actually better off rolling our transfers again this week instead? Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for another episode of FPL Fix, and this time it's the Game Week 30 preview. My name's James, and with me as always is Patrick.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. This is one of those really tricky game weeks, because managers are starting to look ahead to the blank in Game Week 31, but at the same time there's still some really good fixtures to target right now. So, the big question is whether you start preparing for the blank, or just attack the fixtures that are right in front of us. Let's start by looking at the teams to target over the next few weeks.
Yeah, and you'll notice that teams like Man City and Arsenal are missing because of that blank game week coming up in 31. Brentford moved to the top of the charts. They've been strong going forward lately, and even when they haven't been scoring, they've had a load of chances. Their defence hasn't been quite as strong, but could improve with the fixtures ahead. Liverpool are next, and other than a couple of blips against Wolves and Galatasaray, they've looked much better recently. They play an already vulnerable Tottenham team, who are missing even more players for this match, but there is some risk of rotation, especially now Liverpool have to come from behind to progress in the Champions League.
Man United move into third on the list. They won great against Newcastle last time out, but they had more rest than most teams, so they'll be hoping for another good result at Old Trafford, where they've won their last 4 home games. Fulham take the last spot. They have 2 more good fixtures left, including Burnley in blank game week 31, before they move into a tough run of games, so their players are still valuable for now.
Yeah, those 4 teams really stand out, but let's have a look to see who are the best players to target from those sides, and we'll start off in goal. Kelleher moves into top spot, but it's purely because Alisson is missing from the list due to a potential muscle injury which kept him out of the team midweek. Second choice is Lamans. He's improved the Man United backline massively this season and could reward owners with some save potential and a clean sheet or 2 over this run.
Third is Leno. Fulham haven't actually kept a single clean sheet in 2026, but they won't get many better fixtures in the next 2, so they have every single chance of picking up at least 1 in the next 2 games. Into defence, and Van Dijk goes to the top again this week. Apart from last week, he's been punishing our owners, and with his aerial threat he has a good chance against a vulnerable Spurs team.
Yeah, after Van Dijk, it's Joachim Andersen, even though there is still a bit of doubt on whether he's still got his place in the team. Issa Diop played really well while Andersen was out with illness, so we're not 100% sure who will start, but Andersen has been great this season. If he does start, he's got good DEFCON stats, a tiny bit of attacking upside, and the fixtures to keep clean sheets if they can improve just a bit. The third choice is Diogo Dalot. Apart from the last game, which Man United went on to lose, Dalot's minutes have been solid under Carrick. He's got attacking threat to go with clean sheet potential, and he's over 20 points clear of any of his teammates in defence. It would be nice to pick a Brentford defender, but there's so much rotation and minutes risk between the 3 centre-backs that it's too hard to pick one and be 100% confident that they'll start this week.
The top midfielder this week is Dominic Szoboszlai. His fitness levels are elite, so should get plenty of minutes against this deflated Spurs team. This looks like the best fixture to target at the moment with how awful Spurs have looked under the new manager, and Szoboszlai has plenty of routes to points and has potential to go big this week. Next is Bruno, whose consistency has been ridiculous. After scoring 21 points in his last 2 games, he's now moved up to second highest scoring midfielder in the game and only 6 points off the top spot. He plays at home to Villa and has so many routes to points it's almost harder for him to blank than return. His flow is pretty high and he's a definite captain option this week.
We have to give the third midfield spot to Wilson, even though we're still not sure if he's fit or not. He's been so talismanic for Fulham this season and has come away with some big FPL returns. If he plays good minutes this week, then he should do really well. If he is ruled out though, then Dango probably just edges it over Sharda as the backup option. They have the same total points, but Dango is cheaper and missed part of the season through AFCON, so it's pretty impressive that they have the same points totals.
Moving on to forwards now, and Ekitike moves into the top spot. With Liverpool needing a comeback against Galatasaray, there is a chance of reduced minutes for the number 9 in this game against Tottenham. If he does play though, and gets good minutes, then he's got huge potential. Thiago is next. He's not in the form that he was earlier this season, but he's still on penalties, still gets big chances, and he's one of the best strikers over this period with the fixtures coming up. The last spot goes to Sesko. He's a big differential and he's starting to get more minutes and settle into the team. He's been really clinical with the opportunities he's been given lately and should carry on doing well.
Okay, now it's time to look at captaincy, and there could be some huge swings this week. We have a top 3, but the order is very debatable, so take your pick from the main options. And while we're talking through it, you can see the graphic on screen which shows the stats for the last 6 game weeks. Haaland first. His minutes are a doubt because of the impending Real Madrid second leg, where City have a 3-goal deficit to turn around. If Haaland does play and gets good minutes against West Ham, then he's definitely one of the most explosive options with massive potential. With the doubt surrounding his minutes, along with his poor form in recent times though, he won't be the overwhelming favourite for the armband like he was earlier in the season. Another great option is Bruno. He has been Mr. Consistent and picking up points even when Man United haven't looked their best this season. With set pieces, penalties and a guaranteed 90 minutes, which is crucial this week, his floor is higher than most, even if he's not quite as explosive as the other options.
Yeah, and another player with big hype this week is Ekitike. It's a great fixture. He's had some big scores lately and will be a differential captain who could explode this week. Let us know in the comments who's getting your armband. Okay, before we look at our team reveals ahead of Game Week 30, let's have a quick look back at our teams for Game Week 29. James, why don't you start?
Yeah, seems like such a long time ago now, but I moved into the top 70,000 for the first time this season and into the top 1% of the game. Gabriel and Raya combined for 18 points and Vandenberg auto-subbed in for Anderson to get an extra 6 points for me. Enzo got 1 assist, my captain Bruno did well with 16 points, but my star was another auto-sub. Elliot Anderson came off my bench for Wilson for a massive 12-pointer, so yeah, a lot of luck with the auto-subs, but a small green arrow and another decent week. How did your team do?
My team struggled, to be honest. I didn't even hit the average score, so I had a big red arrow. The only returns I had was from Gabriel, who everyone owns. Bruno is my captain and Semenyo, who did well again. I had a tiny bit of hope left going into the last game of Game Week, where most people didn't even have any players in the Crystal Palace Spurs game, and then Van de Ven got a red card and minus 3 points, and that just summed up my week.
Yeah, that's really painful, mate, especially with Juve on the bench. That was a 9-point swing for you there. But let's move on to Game Week 30 and see how our teams are lining up. I'll start. It's no surprise that I'm playing Raya and Gabriel at the back. I'm torn between the other defender options, but for now I've gone with Van Dijk against Spurs and Vandenberg against Wolves, both playing at home. I'm playing 4 in midfield this week and they're all playing at home as well. I've got Bruno first and I'm pretty confident he'll be my captain this week against Villa. Rice against Everton, which looks good. Enzo at home to Newcastle following his goal and assist midweek. And Anderson, who's earned the last spot after a 12-pointer last time out. I'm playing 3 up front with Raul Jimenez away to Forest, Thiago at home to Wolves and Haaland away to West Ham. My bench is really strong though, and if we get positive news on Wilson, it's going to be tough to leave him out of the starting 11, so I might have to find a way to squeeze him in. I'm locked on rolling the transfer again this week, so my only real decisions are which players I bench with such a strong squad. How's your team set up?
My squad hasn't got quite as much depth as yours, but it's in a good enough position for this week, so I'm rolling the transfer as well. I'm playing Leno in goal against Forest, and I'm going with 3 at the back with Guehi and Juve against each other. But Juve has been in really good form lately, so I'm trusting him to get something. Gabriel takes my last defender spot, with a fixture at home to Everton. My midfield looks really strong again this week. I've got Bruno and Mbeumo at home to Villa, which looks great, and there's a chance the captaincy moves to Bruno before the deadline. Then it's Ryan, with the best fixture possible at home to Burnley and Semenyo away to West Ham. Up front I've gone with Ekitike at home to Spurs, Thiago at home to Wolves and Haaland, who does have my armband at the moment, but I'm a long way from locked on that decision. The front 3 looks great on paper, but I did last week as well and all 3 of them blanked. So I'm hoping for more from them this time around.
Yeah, looks good, mate. And that's all for this one. If you found this useful, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It makes a huge difference and we really appreciate the support.
Yeah, and you can find us on X, a weekend fix for last minute tips and advice ahead of the deadline at 3:30 PM on Saturday.
Thanks for watching, good luck this game week, and we'll see you next time.